adding more content to our notes. So let's do that now. We're going to edit each note. Understand? So we're going to create a view for that. Go to the views.py. So now I'm going to call this new function. I'm going to call it notes update or update notes underscore notes. So I'm going to give it the request, and we're going to have two arguments, request and the primary key pk. Understand? So I'm going to also create a variable for this. I'm going to create the URL mapping for this function immediately. So now just copy this, Ctrl C, and paste here. I'll simply say change this to updates. I'm going to say updates underscore nodes. I'm going to put in the pk we have on the view. I'm going to convert the pk to a string. I'm going to say pk. So there should be a slash here. Okay, I'm going to call this views. The name of our function is called update nodes, and we're going to call this updates. Understand? Any name you like, update. So save now, and let's go down to the views.py again. So now I'm going to pick each of our nodes, show their ID. I'm going to say nodes dot objects dot get ID equal pk. That's what we need to do. And after that, we also want to get, we're also going to pick up our form. So copy this, Ctrl C. So after that, now after we picked up this form, we want to simply put in, we want to refill this form with the content of our notes. So how do we do that now? I'm going to put this under the notes. So I'm going to refill the form with the content of our notes. So I'm going to simply say instance, something like this from what we have here. If we try, go down to the home page. If we try editing a particular note, click on the models.py. You can see the form is already pre-filled the content of the it's already pre-filled the notes. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to do here. So I said I'm going to say instance should be equal to notes. That's it. So after that, again, we're going to simply copy all this we have here. Before that, we need to also return our HTML. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue right away. So I'm going to simply say if requests, if there's a post request, if requests, oh no, this request was not spelled well. I'm going to spell it properly. Let's say if request as method is equal to post. So we're going to simply copy this form again. Ctrl C. For this time, I'm going to add. This time, I'm going to add requests dot posts. So what this instance does is that it helps to prefill our form. It helps to just prefill the form with the notes. Understand? So I'm going to say if form is not valid, if the form is valid, if form dot is underscore valid. So let's save the form dot save. Okay, so we're going to return the HTML page. Return. Oh, I simply return. We are returning the same page, the same HTML. So I'm going to simply copy this and paste here. So this is the page you are returning, and the form we have here is what we still have yeah, so save your work now. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to the new notes dot. I'm gonna go down to the index.html. Okay, so I'm gonna add I'm gonna add an a tag. I'm gonna cover the the list items with an a tag. I'm gonna put the list item instead of an a tag. So now let's build an a tag around the li tags. So let's do that right away. I'll simply say a href. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna cut the closing a tag and paste it just at the bottom of the li. So after I've done this, now I'm gonna put in the URL. You can see from here the URL is called updates from the URLs.py file. I'm gonna put in this URL. So whenever I click on the notes, we're gonna get to their detail page. So I'm gonna put in this URL updates, and I'm gonna put in the PK. You can see from the views.py, from the URLs.py file, we have this. You can see it says updates notes slash the PK, the primary key. So you need to put in the PK, primary key. So let's go down there. And the primary key is also the ID, and it can be gotten from here, notes.id. So let's do that, notes.id. So save. So let's see. I hope it works. So refresh the page. Not this page, rather refresh. So, oh, everything has turned blue. Wow. Okay, so because of the 8 tag, that's why everything is blue. So click on any of the notes. Perfect. You can see it has been previewed. The form has been previewed. So I'm gonna update my title. Django models. Django models. I'm gonna simply say I'm gonna call this models. Oh, what is it called? Models in Django. So click on the save button. Oh, it has been saved, but I need to redirect to the home page. So go down to the views.py. So we need to also redirect to the home page. So copy this, paste. Okay, I think it should be saved. So I'm going to change it. Let's call it models in Django. Okay, let's say models.py now. Models.py in Django. So save. Perfect. You can see now it's no longer Django models. It's now models.py in Django. Now we're able to add. We're able to save now. We've been able to create, read. Now we're able to edit. Understand? So I want to also add that same URL to this pen. So let me show I'm talking about. URL. Where's the page again? The URL I added here. I want to also add it to the pen, icon. Understand? So let's copy this. Control C. Okay, I have the pen icon on index.html, which is here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this round the A tag also. So paste that here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Should be. So I'm gonna put in the ending A tag. Yes. So after, okay, that is fine. That is working. I also want to add. I'm gonna go down to my base.html. Base.html. Where are you? Okay, just right here. So I'm going to also add the link to our home page to this my notebook I have here. So let's do that. I'm gonna put in the a tag also, a href. Okay, I'm gonna call this, put in the percent sign, it's an URL, and the name of the URL is index. So close the A tag. I'm gonna close the A tag. So save. Refresh page. Oh no, there's a mistake. Ah, I saw that error. So I'm gonna Control Z. Control Z once more. Okay, so I'm gonna correct this. Take back this A tag and paste there. Save now. So refresh the page. Oh, there's an error. URL pattern name. We're making mistakes. I should be making. So let's call this index rather. Okay, perfect. So click on notes. Okay, click on the pen icon. Perfect. Click on my notebook. Okay, that's nice now. So our next project now is to be able to delete a particular note. Understand? So you can edit notes if you like. So I can change this to emails in Django. Emails in Django. Understand? I can also update this part. Okay, just say email. So save. See, we have emails in Django. So if we check my admin section for this, you can see the email I had it is now here. Understand? Now emails in Django. So that's it now. So what we want to do next is I want to be able to delete a particular note if we don't want it again. Okay, so now let's create a view for our delete function to enable us to delete particular nodes. To understand? So let's create a function. I'm going to say def. I'm going to call this delete nodes. The function is going to be similar to the update node. It's going to be very, very similar to the update node. So I'm going to walk you through it again. I'm going to pass in the request and the PK because we are getting individual nodes. We are not getting them as a group. We are getting them individually. So now, okay, now after that, now delete. So I'm going to get this node. I'm going to do the same thing here. Control C and paste here. After that, I'm also going to pick my form and refill it with the content of the nodes. Understand? So I'm going to also run the request method in case if the delete button is being clicked, what should happen? I'm going to say if request method is equal to post, what should happen if request method is equal to post? Okay, what it says that if the request if the delete button is being clicked, understand? So once the node to get deleted, are you gonna simply say notes.delete? That's it. So whenever the button this is what I'm talking about here. So click, okay, go to the home page. If you click on delete button for the Django choice field, once you click on this delete button, that's it, the note gets deleted. Understand? So that's what I'm trying to implement on this also. So after that, I also want to like pass a message that says note has been deleted. Understand? So I'm going to import Django messages. Let's say from Django.contrib imports messages. So that's it. So now I'm going to pass it here. Let's say messages.info. I'm going to simply pass in request. So I want to pass this message. Whenever I delete a note, I want to simply say note has been deleted successfully. Okay, that's it now. Yes, so I'm gonna pass out. So I want to also return this template. I'm gonna copy this, but not that exact template. So I'm gonna create a new template called delete.html. Delete.html. So save. So go down to my template folder. Let's create this folder called delete.html. So save. Okay, so our new notes, our delete.html and our new notes are going to be quite similar, just that the delete is going to have our delete page is going to have a deleted button included, something like this. So let me share from here. Okay, this is our delete page. You understand? This is the delete page. So I'm going to show you, for example, okay. So what I'm trying to say is this. So if you want to add, if you want to edit a note, you can see the page. You can see there is no delete button, but for the delete page, it just has the delete button included. They are similar. So I'm going to simply do this. I'm going to rename this. I don't need the two dots. Rename. So that's it. Okay. So I'm going to copy this code from here. I'm going to copy everything, Control A. They are similar, just that the delete.html has the delete button included. So paste here. So I'm going to simply add the delete button. Okay, I have it here. Delete button. I'm going to change this to danger. btn danger. Okay, change this to delete, and also create a new button that I'm going to call cancel. In case you don't want to delete the notes, we can cancel. So I'm going to call this primary. So that's it. Change this to cancel. Now simply passing the a tag, a href. Okay, I'm gonna copy this and paste here and put in my URL. Whenever I want to cancel, it should take me back to the home page. I'm gonna call this index. So save. So now after I've done this, everything should be working, but we've not yet configured the URL for our delete page. So let's create that URL. So I'm going to copy this similar to this. I'm going to call this delete notes and change this to delete note also. That's the name of our views. I guess that delete notes, yes. After doing that, I'm going to call this delete. So now I'm going to pass this name delete to the delete icon. We have an index.html. So I'm going to do the same thing I did here. Ctrl C, I'm going to paste it just here. Ctrl V, change this to delete. Okay, and I'm going to simply close the A tag. So that's it. So come down here, refresh your work. Okay, so now click on delete icon on any of them. Oh, there's an error. So I save my work again, go back to the page, refresh your work. So try clicking on any of the delete icon. Oh, nothing is working fine. So let's try urls.py. If you're not making it, save your, I'm gonna save all the works. Save my views.py. Okay, after that, my delete.html. So refresh this page. So try again. Oh, now I've seen the course. I need to remove this A tag from here. It shouldn't be there again since it's already at the closing tag at the end. So save your work and get back to the browser. Refresh. So try clicking on the delete button. Nice, you can see. So this should be primary. It should have the blue color. I don't know what happened. So go down to the delete.html page. So I give it button. Okay, primary should be in small letter. So save, refresh. Okay, I'm gonna add some BL, some padding, not padding, some BL tags, the line breaks. Oh, so I'm gonna add one more to see if it needs a double. Okay, it's working. So now if you click on the delete button, this note will get deleted, that's for sure. But you can see I said I wanted to pass a message that says note has been deleted successfully. So how am I going to do that now? So I'm going to go down, I'm going to enter to this delete.html. Okay, I'm just going to do this now. So what I'm going to simply say do is this. I'll simply say if messages, that means if message exists, and message can only exist if we click on that red button, understand? So if messages, so we want to do this. If messages, we are going to do this one, we're going to look through the message. Let's say for message, because we can have a lot of messages. We'll say for message in messages. Okay, gonna end the for tag. And for, okay, we're gonna pass the message inside the loop. It's gonna be a p tag that has been styled. P tag should be equal to msg and bg lights. That's a class name. So I'm gonna simply say message here. So save. So that's if message exists, Abi. So now what I'm going to do now is else. If there is no message, else. If message does not exist, want to return the body of the form, and we need to end our if statements just down here. Where is it going to be ended? I'm going to simply say end if. Last look, end if, just under this div. So that's it. So refresh the page. So try deleting a work, delete. Perfect, as see, says notes has been deleted successfully. So go back to the home page. You can see we don't have Django templates anymore. It has been deleted. So I'm gonna delete the email, or should I do that? Let me delete the email. Click on the email, delete, say notes has been deleted successfully. Go back to the home page. Now we have only models.py in Django. So that's it. So in our next video, I'm gonna add back some notes. I'm gonna add back some notes. So in the next video, I want to talk on the search. Where we're able to search for a particular note in the database. So what you want to do is you want to get the value of this search form whenever the form is being submitted. Whenever the search form is being submitted, you want to get the value of the search form. So let's create the view now. So I'm going to create a new view for the search form. I'm going to call this dev search notes. Let's call notes. put in requests. Okay, so I'm going to say if request dot method equal to posts. Okay, I want to get a value. So whenever I click on that search icon, I want to get the value of that search field. So I'm going to simply say search value underscore value should be equal to requests dot posts square brackets. So I'm going to get the value of the name attributes of that form, of that search field. So what is the name attribute? So I'm going to go down to our base.html and see if it has a name attribute. Okay, here's a search field. It doesn't have a name attribute, so we're going to add one. So I'm going to call it, what am I going to call it? I'm going to say name should be equal to search. So this is how we're going to get the value of the search field. So I'm going to get it through this name, search. So request of post, search. You can call yours anything you like. So now I'm going to simply filter. I'm going to filter my nodes. Which anyone that has the value of the search in it, are going to get those nodes. So now I'm going to simply say, come up here, nodes dot objects dot filter title. I'm going to filter the title. Title is equal to, if the title has contains underscore I contains, this I contains is what was it called again? The I contains, the title underscore, this I contains is case insensitive. It can go for the small or capital letters. So I'm going to say I contains. So if the title contains the value of our search field, search value, it contains the value of our search field. So that's what I'm trying to do. Or I'm going to put an or if our note itself contains the value of the search field. We are querying through the title and the actual note. So I'm going to change this to text. So that is it. So now we are going to return a template. Return render request. I'm going to call this search.html. And I'm going to pass this. We're going to pass the notes. Okay, so let me correct this error. Put in the okay, corrected. So now we're going to go to our search form. We're going to go to our search.html. So let's create the file. And it is similar to our index.html. It's very similar. So I'm going to copy from our index.html and paste it inside of our search.html. Paste over here. So is that's okay, that's how it is. Okay, I can see we have notes. We are looking through the same notes. You can see we have a variable in our views.py, which is notes, and that's also in our search form. So they are the same. They look so much alike. So what I'm doing now, if a note is not available, if you're looking for a note that is not, so let's try and see if the search works first. So now we're going to create the URL mapping for this. Let me copy this. Change this to search. I'm going to call the name of the view function, which is search form. search note rather. I'm gonna call this search. Okay, so after I've done this now, I'm gonna put in, lest I forget, so I'm gonna go down to our search.html. Okay, I think our form is looking good. Search.html. Okay, what we need to do is we need to add the method of post to the form, and the form is in our base template, which is this. Okay, so here's the form. So let's add method of post. Method should be equal to post, and don't forget to put in your CSRF token. Say xrf underscore token. Okay, and okay, so after we've added our CXRF token, we make sure your button type is submit. So what we need to do next? So let's try looking for, what's the name again? Okay, and just just here in my views.py, just here you need to add something like this. Return redirect. See, with not, you need to add, you can see in our previous views we always have a return statement that is not part of the if block. You can see this if block says if the user clicks on the submit button, but what happens if there is no click? There's going to be an error. That's why I had to just put this here. This return redirects, they're going to take us onto the home page. All these codes we see here, all these codes are going to run if only the user click on the submit button. But if the user does not click, we need to also have something. We need to, this is a post request, you understand? But if the user does not click, we need to have a get request. So this get request, what I have here, return redirect index. If I remove it, there's going to be an error. So let's see. So now refresh the page now. Okay, let's see. Try searching. Let's try models. Oh, this shouldn't have worked. You see, this error I was expecting. You can see it says if it's returned none instead. Understand? So we don't want to return none. So we are going to put in this. Go down to the browser. Fresh. Okay, let's try looking for Python. Oh, if you watch closely, I've not been getting, since I've not, like, there have been some, if I try looking for models, so search, so I got models, but now I want to look for something in the note itself. So I'm going to try getting mail, or let's say Python. So I'm going to get this, I'm going to look for Python. Let's see, search. It's giving me an empty page. That was wrong. So I'm going to go back to my views.py. Just here, let's see what we call, let's see this. You can see I made a mistake. I should have put text here and the I contains. So save. That should solve the problem. So it was only looking for the title and not the text. So now I think it should work this time. Go back to my notes. So let's say Python this time. So search. Perfect. You can see we have the Python here. Understand? So let's look for something else. Let's look for shortcuts. It's going to return this notes. Search. Perfect. So that's it now. So what if I try looking for something random, just random text? I should have a message that says notes not found. You understand? So I don't want to have a blank screen. So I want to have a message that says note not found. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to move down to search.html. I'm going to write some if statements. Okay, go down to search.html. So I'm going to write some if statement now. This is what I'm going to say. We're going to say if note. That means if note exists. So what I'm going to do, if notes, that means if notes exist, we're going to return the list of notes. But if it does not exist, I'm going to put an else now. Let's say else. Let's simply do this. Else. I'm going to return an h for with a class of, let's say, msg and bg lights. I'm going to put in here, I'm going to simply say notes not found. I mean, if there is no note, so I'm going to end this if. I'm going to simply do an if. Okay, so that's it. I think it should be inside. Let's put it in. Control X should be inside of the OL, and this should be inside also. Where's my search? To save. So go down to my page again. So let's look for Django. Search. Okay, all of them all have Django. Let's try deploy. Search. Perfect. So let's try something random. Perfect. This is not found. So that's it for today. So we have been able to build a notes application with Django with some CRUD functionality, the search functionality. I hope you really learned something from this video. So if you come to the end of this video, please, if you like the video, smash the like button and show me some love by subscribing to my channel. We'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed and bye bye.